All right, my name's John Faison, and I'm with Center International de Raleigh, and we've been a ministry or a nonprofit since 2006. Our mission actually is to be a bridge between the church and the international community, and right now specifically to the Latino community. A lot of churches have a desire to reach out to the international community, and many have tried, and few have been successful. And that's what our goal is, to be a bridge between the church and the international community. And what that looks like is, if you can imagine being in a culture where you don't understand the culture, you don't understand the language. One example, I remember a lady came to us and said, I've had this rash on my leg for 6 months, what do I do? Well, she wouldn't even know how to look for a dermatologist. She wouldn't know the word dermatology. So I was able to pick up the phone, call a dermatologist and say, look, this is a family, he's poor, can you help me with the price on this? Can we get her in? And the next day she was seen, got a cream for her leg, and that 6-month rash was gone. We also resource the churches. The churches come to us and say, hey, we got this problem, we don't know how to communicate, can you help us? Well, sure, we pick up the phone, call, get an interview. We have an interview tonight with a church and a family who they're trying to work together, and the family's scared and the church doesn't know what to do, and so we'll sit down with the church and the family. And since we've lived in Central America and we speak Spanish, our kids speak Spanish, we sort of understand the culture. We've been doing this since 1997. But so we're able to sit down and say, okay, let's bridge some of these gaps so the church can continue to work with that. Well, as you know, on April 16th, a tornado came through, and they usually find trailer parks, and they found this one. There's 183 trailers in here. 29 of them are rentals. The balance of them are owners. Out of that 183, 55 were considered totally destroyed by the city of Raleigh. Only 11 of the homeowners had insurance. And some might ask, well, why don't they have insurance? Insurance on some of these mobile homes is almost impossible to get, and it's very, very expensive. So what we've been involved in from the beginning, obviously, was the first thing was not search and rescue. That was the city. But then we came and tarped homes and secured doors and tried to secure belongings and stuff for people. We've passed that phase, and now we're in the rebuilding phase. We're helping these families rebuild their homes with donated labor, donated materials. We need teams of people to come in here and help build houses and donate labor and donate materials so we can get those homes rebuilt. The project will probably last a year to 2 years, not just rebuilding the homes, but rebuilding the lives. I mean, this is a major thing. If you can imagine, 1 minute your home's there, and the next minute your trailer that's 70 feet long, your neighbor saw it floating 150 feet away and wrapped around a tree. That's some of the things that we're dealing with. We're at right now, our Stony Brook office is 3000 Stony Brook, which is off of Travick Road in Raleigh. And that's where we're going to be stationed for some time. Our offices used to be in another place, but we're here for now. You can check us out on the web at stonybrookraleigh.org. Email is ciraleigh@hotmail.com. We started this project with $4,000. We had no idea what we were going to be getting into. We didn't know we were going to be doing this. We just showed up with some clothes and some food to help, and it turned out to be the help. So I called some friends and some churches that I knew and said, I need help because I know we're going to be here a week or two. Now it's 4 weeks later, and now we're knowing it's going to take a year. My wife and I have been bivocational, so we don't have any money. We've been turning down work so we can do this. But the organization, we've collected now about $6,000, and we need donations. You can do that through our website. That's a PayPal thing. You can send it to 4501 Rygate Drive, Raleigh, North Carolina, 27604. And any other method somebody wants to do that and it's a nonprofit 501c3 with a board of directors, so it's something that can be tax deductible. We don't need any more clothing.
Okay.
We've had lots of clothing. His radio brought some clothes, some toys out. I haven't seen them yet, but I'm excited to go look at those. We need right now, if you want to know what we need right now, is dishwashing detergent, clothes washing detergent, household items like that as these people move back in to clean their homes, to clean their clothes, to wash their clothes. We also need, I hesitate to say this, but we need furniture. The reason I say hesitate because I don't want to get inundated with furniture, but we do need furniture, everything, curtains for the houses because they were ruined. And these people really, they've been without work, some of them for days, even weeks. They've been totally displaced, and they didn't have much money to start with. So everything of those kind of white goods, refrigerators, stoves,
My name
microwaves.
is Jenny Faison, and I work with CIR in Centro Internacional de Rally, or the International Center. We are currently working to connect churches to families here in Stony Brook. There are more than 40 families still who have been displaced in some way, shape, or form because their trailer they lived in was either damaged or destroyed. They need help making decisions about what to do if they were the owner, what to do with their title, what to do with their belongings. They need help reestablishing themselves as far as finding housing. They may need help getting their prescription medicines because life right now is really topsy-turvy, and even the smallest details have sort of been lost. A lot of people are worried. They don't know what to do. They need a friend. They need someone to come along and say, we'll be here with you and help you during this time. And what we're asking churches to do is to form a circle of support made up of 6 to 10 people, but with the backing of their whole congregation. Some congregations will find it necessary to make a financial commitment to the family. We're going to help you with your first month's rent and deposit. We'll help you and investigate for you to find a place that's comparable to your budget so that you can rent and take care of things that the family just doesn't have the connections for, because these are people who don't know the system here, how things work. They wouldn't know who to call. And in a church, there's a great amount of connections that can be made. You know, so-and-so knows so-and-so who knows so-and-so. And so churches are great resources for families right now, and we're asking that they come alongside a family and serve. So far, through the adoption program, 8 churches have been willing to adopt 28 families from here, and those were in the first 2 weeks. Those adoptions have taken place, 2 or 3 weeks. Now we're in the 4th week, and we have fewer and fewer churches who are calling to find out what they can do, because they assume that most of the immediate needs, such as cleaning up trees and yards and things like that, is taken care of, and things are all on an even keel. It's not necessarily true. We do have lots of families who still kind of don't know what to do. I found a lady today who was not registered with FEMA. She should have already been registered with FEMA. She doesn't know what to do. She needs help. She and her family, and they're living in someone's living room right now. They don't know what to do with their belongings. So there are quite a few families who really do need help at this time.